That's right. I'm gonna give an honest critique about my favorite game. It's been almost 2 years since Armored Core 6 came out, and it was a huge step in a different direction for the series. And overall, as an old AC vet, I think it's a great game. I really enjoy playing it. Me and my buddies play all the time in team multiplayer, maybe a little too much. But it does have its problems, and I think it's important to talk about these problems so that we don't have to deal with them in the next game. So for once, I'm gonna be super transparent about what I do not like about the game, which is the stagger system. But let me tell you why I don't like it. So just so we're all on the same page, for those of you who don't play a Souls game or Armored Core, here is how the stagger system works. You have your health bar, and you have your stagger bar. And every time you take a hit, your stagger goes up, and when the stagger bar is full, you can't move, you become a sitting duck for a few seconds, and all the damage you take during this time is massively increased. And then after a few seconds are over, the stagger bar resets, and you can move again, and the cycle continues. Now, on paper, this sounds really cool, because when you stagger the enemy, now you get a big free window where the enemy can't move and takes massive damage, and is basically wearing a sign that says, "Kill me now." But the way that it feels in actual gameplay in PvP, especially in teams multiplayer, when you get to the higher levels, it's just straight up infuriating. And everything about the stagger system is specifically designed to make it as easy as possible for your enemies to kill you. To put this into perspective, imagine playing Halo, but every time your shields drop, your character freezes in a stagger animation and can't move. You have no armor, and the next shot will probably kill you. And gravity does not affect you, so you can't even escape by falling down. You're just frozen in thin air, a free target for everyone asking to die. And that part about you being frozen in the air is by design. We know this because there was actually a glitch people found where you could get the gravity to affect you during stagger if you had special triggers. So we know that the devs wanted it to be impossible for the enemies to miss you while you're staggered. That is on purpose. And the Halo Shields example is actually, I think, a pretty good analogy because it takes about the same amount of time to get shot with the rifle 5 times as it does to get staggered in Armored Core. And actually at the higher levels, you can basically get staggered instantly, but it doesn't end there. That's right, the stagger system is even worse than it sounds. Now the devs probably imagined that you would take extra damage during stagger, but that would be okay because Armored Cores have a lot of health, so it would take multiple staggers to kill you. But that's not what really happens, because the enemy can extend your stagger with more attacks. So you're not just frozen for a few seconds and then get back to the gameplay. When you get to the higher levels, you get staggered into death. And I wish I was joking when I said this, but in this Armored Core game, your health just doesn't matter. Because once you get staggered, you die. And I'm not exaggerating. It doesn't matter how much health you have. It doesn't matter how much defense you have, especially in teams multiplayer. Here is a match where me and my squad is fighting against the 39th best ranked teams player in the world. And he's using what's called a Sour Tank, which is one of the most busted builds in the game because basically all of the weapons lead to a one-shot kill. And he has the highest defense and the highest armor and the highest anti-stagger ability in the game. So this enemy is super strong, super defensive, and super stable. But watch what happens when my team gets him into stagger. Look at that. The health does not matter in this game. He has the most health and defense you can possibly have, but as soon as he gets into stagger, we murder him. For 20 years, Armored Core has literally had thousands of different stats like armor, defense, attack power, energy drain, energy output, recoil, firing interval, and now none of that matters more than the stagger bar. Simply put, the most important stat in Armored Core 6 is now something that's not even from Armored Core anymore. Now personally, my team still have a lot of fun and we're pretty good at the game, but we know that our experience is not what most people experience. What most people experience is you start a game, you spend a few seconds reaching the enemy, and within 3 seconds, you get staggered and you die. And then it takes 15 seconds to respawn. and then it takes another 7 seconds to make your way across the battlefield to get to the enemy, and then as soon as you get in range, after 3 more seconds of fighting, you get staggered again and die. And that's just what happens over and over and over. And if you add all the time together, basically you're spending 3 to 5 seconds playing the game and spending 20 to 25 seconds dying, getting staggered, respawning, or making your way to the battle. Simply put, you are spending more time in stagger, dying, and respawning than you are actually fighting the enemy. And that's my problem. In the old Armored Core, where there was no such thing as stagger, there was never a moment where I didn't have control over my AC. If I wasn't dead, I was still in the game. There was no point where I just had to sit there and helplessly watch a cutscene of me being murdered by the enemy, and it wouldn't make a difference whether I put down the controller or not. And don't even get me started on the new meta where people are using the stagger window not to kill you, but to just get the damage lead and run away until they time you out. Because did I mention that while you're in stagger, your boost meter does not recover? So you spend all of your energy chasing the opponent, getting staggered, taking a shitload of damage, and when you're finally out of stagger, you have no energy to chase them. So you wait a few seconds for your energy to recharge, and now you start to chase them, but this time, you have even less health than you did before. And this strategy has become such a common practice in the Armored Core meta that we have words for this: kiting and ratting.
Oh, now you're gonna rat me, huh? You're gonna rat me, are you? Bro. Are you serious? I'll just sit on this. I will literally just sit on this. Alright, I'm gonna cut to it when he pushes up, because I don't know what we're doing right now. He did 1 damage to me. He did 1, I don't know what it was from. I guess Ricochet? Dude, you are literally like the biggest pussy. This is fucking lame. I mean, I've known about this. Nice. Love how it just totally misses. Bro, this shit is lame as fuck. God. Like, what skill are you expressing here, bro? What, patience? I love just having to run all the way over to you, bro. This was great. Typical Armored Core 6 experience. Like, I feel like you're not even fighting me, bro. You're just flying around me going for chip damage. Like, what are we doing? Like, really? This is S74?
This is S74?
Because all you need to win is to have more health than your enemy. And when the timer is set to 2 minutes, that's usually the best strategy against a slower opponent. So to sum things up, here is why I don't like stagger. Number 1, you literally just don't get to play the game. Number 2, it makes health pointless. Number 3, it destroys gravity and makes you a super easy free target. Number 4, it kills your energy recovery, so you can't go back into the battle without waiting for it to recharge. Number 5, your stagger window can be extended into more staggers, so you really don't get to play the game. And on top of all that, you have to deal with From Software's netcode on top. So you will get staggered by things that didn't even hit you and lose the match because of it. So that's my gripe with the current system. I know multiplayer was not their main focus, and the single player is amazing. I still love the game, and I think the team did a great job, and we did get a lot of new players. But from a PvP scenario, I just think it's not a fun part of the game at all, because you're simply not able to play the game while you're being murdered from stagger. You could replace your health bar with the stagger bar, and in most situations, it really wouldn't make a difference. But what do you guys think? How would you fix the stagger system? Would you remove it, or would you just adjust certain parts of it? How and why? Leave a comment down below, because I'm really curious to see how do you guys hope that From Software changes this in the future. But regardless, thanks for watching, and as always, hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you around.
Light and definition at 50%.